Kids get involved? Clean communities?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Well,
Clean
again,
Teens
that's
projects?
yeah, the Kids for Clean Communities, Clean Teens is a project that we started. Kind of reinvented something in the 80s called the Literacy Association. And we encourage students or student groups to carry out educational projects. Now, they might participate in a cleanup, or they may find an unusual piece of trash and write an essay. They might go out on a kind of an expedition, do a cleanup, pick up litter, and make it into an art project. So we're very flexible with we want them to be innovative, creative, and we want to recognize them and help them move forward in an awareness of the litter problem.
And Pat, tell me about the Elizabeth Clean Communities Council. Who's on it here in the city of Elizabeth?
The Clean Communities Council, in Elizabeth, they're the backbone of this event. They go out and they find designated areas to clean up. They're out there recruiting people to partake in the cleanups. They're the ones that we all meet several times during the year to try and make this event a success that it always is. They really don't get enough recognition, and the people that are on the committee I'd like to read off are Joe Manto, Joanne Jamedin, Janice D'Avila, Dave Strojak, Jonathan Phillips, Paul Movina, and we have a new member this year on the council, Pete Roselli, and then of course Sandy and myself.
Good. And where can someone get information about Earth Day? They call your office?
Yes, they can call my office at 908-820-4734. I'd be glad to give them any information over the phone. We also have pamphlets that are dispersed throughout the city. You could find these at Elizabeth Public Library. We also have them at City Hall at the City Clerk's office, Public Works Department office, and the Public Information Office, and also we have this at the county building behind the courthouse.
And Sandy, you have a big conference coming up in the spring, Cleaner and Greener New Jersey. Tell us about that.
We have an annual awards banquet every year.
I've been at it.
Yes, you have. Mm-hmm. And a seminar. It's May 24th. Now, on May 23rd, we have a student awards program. So, already we have 500 students coming and teachers. So we'll have a big crowd. We're going to be up in Jersey City. We will be at the train station, the rail station, for the Kids Day, and then we'll move to the Liberty House. We have a seminar in the morning, and then then a light rail tour of the waterfront, and following that, cruise of the Hudson. We'll kind of glimpse the Statue of Liberty, come back, and then have the awards banquet.
And so it's a no-brainer how the clean environment promotes a healthier economy, especially with all the information we're receiving about global warming. Mm-hmm. But it can be done right in your own backyard, right?
Absolutely. It's important to, and I think keeping in mind that if trash accumulates in your yard, there are two problems. One, your real estate value goes down, and the other is that your taxes go up because somebody's going to have to clean up. And it may not stay in your yard, it'll probably end up on the street, and then the Public Works Department has to come by and clean it up. So it's very, very basic in making the right choices and taking care of putting trash in garbage cans, making sure that garbage cans have a top on them so they don't overflow, recycling the appropriate materials, and just being tidy and caring about the environment and having sort of an overall sense of community pride.
And how can businesses, community organizations, or schools get involved from your end in helping out in this program?
We encourage all community organizations to call our office, 609-989-5900. Call our office and volunteer. We can hook anybody up with a county coordinator or a town for volunteer cleanups. And then, of course, we encourage people can come and help clean up any town. They don't have to live in it. If we have an urban cleanup team project, we love to have people.
Good. Anything new in this year's Earth Day?
Yes. This year, Dave Strojak, who's on the Clean Communities Council, wanted to not only form a group for litter cleanup, but he wanted to form a group for the cleanup of graffiti. And the Clean Communities Council was very for it. They felt strong about incorporating this into Earth Day this year. So for this year, for the first time, we're going to actually have a group designated for cleaning up the graffiti.
Glad you said that, because we're going to have to spend the whole show in the future on graffiti and some of the people on how they're getting instructions on the internet and everything else to basically mark up public property, but I'm glad we're making a part of it. Pat and Sandy, I want to thank you for being on the show and appreciate it. So,
thank you.
Keep in mind, on April 17th is the school board elections, and the Board of Education budget will raise your taxes by $1.4 million. It is the recommendation of the mayor and the city council that you vote no on the Elizabeth School Board budget on April 17th. For Pat Vella and Sandy Huber, I'm Chris Bolwage. We'll see you next week on another edition of Our City.